Back at it again, so Gus Spencer. You know what time it is. It's time for the top 10 East Texas preseason receivers. All 10 of these guys, well, no, 9 of the 10 of these 10 guys made the list last year. These guys were, thankfully, we got a lot of returning talent coming from East Texas from that receiver position. And maybe it's a little top heavy. The guys at the top, well, the guy at the top of the list, I think, has separated itself. And with the absence of DeQuane Prevo, who is now going to Arkansas, it's a little bit the top had separated themselves even more. But when you look at these 10 guys, 9 of these 10 have made the list before. These guys are all returning back, and we should have a good crop of receivers for East Texas in 2025. Here we go. At number 10, from Henderson, it is Lamarian Coleman. Lamarian Coleman, about 5'11", 185. Made his debut last year in the 70s in the top 100. He had 44 catches for 544 yards and 4 touchdowns. He also added 237 rushing yards on top of the many things that he does out there in Henderson. What made him make the list and what makes this preseason list is his ability to be competitive when the ball's in the air. The dude goes and gets the ball. Doesn't matter if he's in a crowd or not. He's going to go up there and try to make a play. Has a very strong runner, too. As you can see by the 237 rushing yards, he's the guy that when he gets the ball in his hands, he can break tackles. And I expect in his senior year to do a lot of damage this year and expect his production to go through the roof and then land even higher on the top 100. But from Henderson, Lamarian Coleman. At number 9, Shavonte Montgomery from Texas High. He caught 29 passes for 560 yards and 7 touchdowns last year as the team's number 3 receiver. Now, the number 1 receiver, Cam Reitner, is moving back to quarterback. The number 2 receiver, Trey Ball, is he going to play in the same role as a receiver / running back, or is he going to be more of a running back? We'll see. I think that leads for opportunities for Shavonte. I believe he's going to have an opportunity to grow his production even more, even playing with Cam Reitner. His speed is his calling card. He burnt teams early and often in 2024, and so he's going to build off of that. I have a very productive season as a junior, and I think he's going to have a huge senior year in 2025. At number 8, Jathan Johnson. This guy's a wide receiver and a cornerback from Edgewood. And Edgewood, obviously, we talked about Trevor Golightly so much on the quarterback list, but man, I mean, that's part of the reason why Jathan pops up here on this receivers list is because who he's got throwing the ball to him. Now, he is routinely faster than the people that he plays. And then there is an amount of, you can't play off of him enough, especially on that level. Some of those guys just don't have a chance. It's pretty laughable looking at his highlight tape. Some of those guys attempt to try to keep up with Jathan, but his great hands, great speed, great concentration, looks the ball in. You can see on the highlight tape his eyes go to the ball, watch it into his hands, watch him secure it. He's a really good football player. And I believe after 937 yards and 14 touchdowns, the guy will return and be a ball player again with Trevor and be a big-time ball player and make the list again. At number 7, this guy's getting ready to be a junior. It is Dangerfield's Rain Wallace. And Rain Wallace made the list at number 42 last year. Stupid fast. He's a slasher. He's a guy that can catch the bubble, catch the smoke screen, and to go that way with it. A guy that you want to get the ball in the hands of a lot. They ought to be trying to get the ball in his hands a whole lot. Now, the reason why he just dropped kind of on the list based off where he finished last year is he's losing Chase Johnson. Chase Johnson is the best passer in Dangerfield history. Chase Johnson, big time player, 3-year starter for them. It's going to be tough to replace him. Now, can they still use Rain in a multitude of ways? They can hand it to him, throw it to him quick, but just to have that veteran presence at quarterback is missing. I do think that it's going to take a couple of steps back in 2025. At number 6, Hemian Henderson of Carthage. Junior Henderson, and he has the best setup of all the players on the list. He's got 2 incredible running backs, and he's got an incredibly smart and savvy quarterback in Jess Surratt. An offense that loves the play action pass. It's been a staple of it since 2007. And he's got everything you need in order to be a great receiver. Good height, arm length, can jump, can catch the football. And then, like I said, he's going to have several opportunities. Last season, he had 64 catches for 1,085 yards and 18 touchdowns. And I expect him to be in that ballpark again, around 60, 1,300 yards. The touchdowns, who knows? Just depends on what the focus is on that week. But I do expect him to perform in a similar fashion that he did last year. Here we go, top five. At number five, we've got a sophomore receiver from Longview, Texas, and Jaden Herndon. Jaden Herndon spent the first 3 or 4 weeks of the year on the freshman team. And then it just got to the point where this guy doesn't need to be down there anymore. They moved him up to play against 40 in 2024. Jaden Hurton didn't tear it up. He didn't have 500-600 yards of receptions. He didn't stat wise didn't tear it up. But in his few games that he played from week 4 all the way to week 15, he did provide himself to be a dude and a threat. And I think that's all he needs, especially with Trey Hamilton late in the season. Those two had got a chance to play. Really, Herndon didn't really even play that deep into the playoffs because of a hamstring injury. So you didn't have Herndon there. Trey Hamilton didn't start until week 2 of the playoffs, so he only has 4 games under his belt. I believe those two have been working hard all offseason, all summer. I believe when they get together, they're going to form a very good passing game. And I believe that Herndon, who has all the offers that you can imagine, he got bombarded with offers. And when you watch him play, he brings a certain style of physicality, man. He's a running back after he catches the ball. And that's dangerous to have. Really, Metcalf is what I think of when I think of him. He can run the deep, he can throw it to him deep and he'll go get it. But just that physicality, that strength, it hurts you to tackle him. And I think his body isn't going to do anything but grow from here on out. And he's going to be a very intriguing prospect. And I expect him to make the top 100 this year for Longview. At number 4, a big body receiver and possibly one of the best receivers to come through Tyler in the past decade. I believe we have Trey Harlison here. And that's saying a lot. Montreal Wade was a 3-year list, 3 years on the list kind of guy. But Trey Harlison has the makeup to be better than him. As a sophomore at 6'2", 180, the dude he can do it all. He can catch it in traffic. He can run after the catch. He's a big body dude. He looks like he's bigger than 6'2" when he plays. He looks like he's about 6'3", 6'4". If you're just looking at the tape, jumps out of the freaking camera sometimes. He is a guy that can explode and go get the football. Last season, 32 catches, 682 yards, and 12 touchdowns. And like I said, he was just a sophomore last year. He's coming back with Caden Granberry one more year for Granberry's senior year, and I believe he's going to throw it up to Trey Harlison a lot. I expect him to be in the 60 to 65 catches range this year. I expect his yards to be 12 to 1,400, and I expect his touchdowns to be the 12 he hit last year to like 18 this year. I believe he's going to explode. At number 3, one of the more, he's probably the biggest difference maker on the list, especially at this position, because he not only plays on offense, he plays on defense too for the Kilgore Bulldogs, and it is the Keelan Graves. Graves balled out to the tune of 48 catches, 937 yards, and 14 touchdowns last season, while also delivering the goods on defense with 136 tackles and 3 picks. He's the best two-way player returner in the area. He has a great relationship established with Case and Brooks already. Those two are already on a great page. They know how to get the ball to it. Case knows how to get the ball to Graves. Graves knows how to get open for Brooks. And that is a major component in being a great football player and being a great receiver is the relationship with the quarterback. So without Towns and Sanders, I do think Brooks will look to Keelan Graves a lot this year, and I believe his numbers will go up. I don't know, maybe 1,400 yards receiving, maybe 15, 16 touchdowns. Let's do it. At number 2, Reed Carnathan, and this is the one that's the wildest one, because he's not really on anybody's recruiting website or anything just yet. But there is a 6'4", 195, should be a well over 200 pounds at this point, tight end in Lindale, and this dude is a ball player. He lines up on both sides of the ball. He plays outside linebacker as well, but at tight end, he goes up and snatches the ball like none other. Like he can catch the football. He can jump high and go get it. He's a great red zone threat, great red zone target. And he just had a very skinny frame. Looked like he was about 180 pounds last year. He has muscle and weight onto that with the skills that he has. He's a basketball player too, so he moves fluidly. Like you can tell, this guy is not just some tall dude that's out there. Nah, he can move, he can bend, he can drop his hips and route running, all that kind of stuff. And so with that and the way that Lindell loves to be physical, they ought to be able to eat off the play action game in 2025. And I believe Reed Carnathan, the tight end from Lindell, is going to explode onto the scene this year in 2025. And at number one, with DeQuane Prevost leaving, going to Arkansas, the clear-cut receiver in East Texas is Camden Capehart. Camden Capehart last year, 56 catches, 1,379 yards, and 25 touchdowns, and returns the same quarterback that threw it to him last year. Capehart is incredibly fast. That's the first thing that stands out about his game. This dude has all types of wiggle, but when he decides to just run forward with it, it's over with for a lot of people. They can't catch him. He has great hands. He can run the route tree. They get it to him in a quick game, screen game. They'll throw it by you. They'll throw it play action over the middle in the RPO game. It is he's tough to handle. Committed to Mississippi State and for good reason out of Winsboro. So yeah, man, I think the most in the world of Camden Capehart, and I believe he's bound to have a huge senior year in 2025.